Hello, here's a 10-minute hip release for you to release emotion, to make you feel better, to create that shift in how you feel. So let's jump on the mat and get started. We'll begin lying down with the soles of the feet together. So coming down onto your mat, gently rolling the spine down, allowing one hand to rest behind you and one hand to rest in that other palm. And just feel the openness. Notice how your hips feel. There might be a bit of tightness there. Often we do hold tightness and tension in the hips, but it's important to release this. We've got a muscle called the psoas muscle, which links your lower back to your legs, links the upper body to the lower body. So it's really important, helps with our mobility. If you have any lower back pain, it could be associated with that. But it has a link to our emotional state as well. The adrenal glands and the kidneys are nestled within that psoas muscle. So it's just important to keep everything in check and keep the psoas muscle nice and soft, and all the other muscles around the hips too. So gently just allow the soles of the feet to come onto the mat now. And we're just going to bring the right foot onto the top of the left thigh, the right knee just moving gently away from you. And this might be enough. You might feel this and you want to stay put here. If you want to take it a little bit further, be careful, but you can play with this, just coming up onto your forearms, maybe even coming up onto your hands, maybe even lifting through the hips, but only if it feels okay. And just breathing into the right hip all the time. Good. So just lowering down when you're ready. So we're all down, back on the mats, the spine pressing down, and have a play with bringing the legs into the chest now. You might want to reach through and maybe hold on to the left hamstring or maybe even the left shin, but only if that feels okay in the knees and the hips. Flex through the right foot to protect your knee and move that right knee away from you. And eventually, without letting anything flick dramatically to the floor, just gently lower down and just release the right foot and just give the legs a bit of a shake, side to side, stamp the feet, anything goes. And then the left foot comes onto the right thigh, the left knee moving away from you. So this side might feel different. The sides don't always match, as we know. So go with what's happening right now. Stay grounded in the spine if that's better for you. You can bring the hands onto the tummy, just rest here. Flex through the left foot, which is resting on the right thigh. Or maybe you want to come up onto the forearms. Just very carefully, tentatively see what's going on. Maybe up onto the hands, and like before, lifting the hips might feel nice, squeezing the shoulder blades together in this tabletop position. When you come down, make it gentle, lower really gently all the way down onto the mats. And the knees can come in, the legs can come in, holding onto the hamstring, the right hamstring or the right shin. Remember to lower through the shoulders. We don't want to scrunch and tighten anywhere, but just feeling into that hip. Good, and gently release. And releasing that foot, and just give the legs a bit of a shake. And just some circles with the knees together or apart, anything goes. Just getting into the hips and the tailbone as much as you can. And then rolling all the way up into a seated position, just briefly, because we're coming into an all fours here, just to move around in this cat and cow pose. Get playful with it and keep that playfulness of rounding through the spine and letting your tummy go as you move through the hips. So it doesn't have to be that rigid yoga pose of cat and cow. Make it fun, make it playful as you just float around. Good. And then move your hands out of the way so that you can bring the right foot forwards. Hands come either side of that right foot, just framing it for a moment before reaching high into crescent moon. Hipsies forwards, and then open through your arms. Make this star shape with your arms as you open through the upper body, the hipsies forwards. Spread through your fingers, make sure everything's involved. Good, and then lowering the arms for a twist, looking over the right shoulder, hips ease forwards. And then the hands come down on the inside of this front foot. So where do you need to be here? Maybe up on your fingertips, maybe on a block even, or a cushion, or maybe come down onto the forearms. Just listening to your body. Good, and then use your right hand to just gently ease the right knee away, coming onto the outer edge of the right foot. Open through the heart, lean back. Notice where you feel this, breathe into it. And then heel toe this right foot over to the left side for a pigeon pose. So in pigeon, we want the hips to be level. So rather than rolling on over onto one side, press your hands down and just try and get your hips as centered as possible. Press your fingertips down and maybe stay here. This might feel enough today. The other option is to come down onto your forearms and rest the fleshy part of your thumbs in between the eyebrows, lowering your shoulders. Long, deep breaths. Good. And slowly releasing. Pressing the hands down enough to just easily come back into that all fours where we just float around. Just make some circles, make some shapes, make the body soft. Good. Before moving the hands out of the way and bringing the left foot forwards. Fingertips frame that front foot as we breathe in and reach high. The hips ease forwards. Open through the heart, circle through the wrists, wiggle through the fingers. Open through the arms, create that star shape. Long, deep breaths here. Encouraging an even deeper breath as we lean back and find that openness. And then with the arms down, a gentle twist, just looking over the left shoulder before bringing the hands on the inside of the front foot. So again, this side might feel a little bit different. Notice what's going on for you. Maybe coming down on the forearms doesn't feel so good on this side. If so, back off. Keep that gentle movement in the hips, that playfulness. And then with the left hand, just ease the knee away from you, coming onto the outside edge of that foot, looking over the left shoulder. This is a great one for the hip to just soften those muscles and release. Heel toe the left foot to the right side of the mat for pigeon pose. Be gentle on your knee here. It's a big one for the knee. So press the fingertips down to support the knee there and the hip. Center through the hips, and you might just want to stay here as you soften through the shoulders, close your eyes and breathe. If you want to come forwards, that's another option. I like to rest the fleshy part of the thumbs in between the eyebrows, hands in a prayer position. And just come back to the breathing. Good. Great. And coming up onto the hands. Gently move that knee back. Nice and easy. Nice and gentle in the hips and the knees. And there you have it. Just a quick and easy softener for the hips. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to keep moving around in this way, to repeat everything we've just done, to soften and breathe and explore through your hips. A great way to release emotion. Have a good day.